The most nurses who are building LNC businesses are doing it exactly like I am right now. We're working full time. We have mortgages, families, responsibilities, but we're building this dream while we're still showing up to our day jobs every day. And that comes with its own unique set of challenges. I want to be completely transparent with you. I'm still in the thick of things. I'm still building this business while working full time. This is not a I've made it and kind of looking back conversation. This is I'm right there in the trenches with you conversation. We're going to talk about some real struggles, the messy, the frustrating, sometimes discouraging kind that most of us face, but don't always want to talk about openly. We've seen too many talented nurses quit early because they think they might be doing something wrong. They think that these struggles mean that they're not cut out for this kind of work. But the truth is, these struggles are completely normal. They're absolutely solvable. And when you have the right support and guidance there behind you, let's dive into the biggest three struggles that I've faced and kind of how I've worked through them. The first is time, or should I say, the complete and utter lack of time. When you're working full time in healthcare, you're already given everything that you have. Your days are long, your responsibilities are heavy, and the work is emotional and physically demanding. By the time you get home, you're exhausted. Not just tired, but that deep, bone deep exhaustion that comes from caring for people all day. Even when you're motivated to work on your LNC business, it feels impossible to fit it all in sometimes. You look at your schedule and think, where am I supposed to find the time to research attorneys, write emails, review cases, market myself, and learn all these new skills? Then the guilt shows up. You feel guilty for not working on your business when you know you should be. You feel guilty for stepping away from family. Time to focus on your business development. It's this constant tug of war. Progress feels slow and sometimes almost non-existent. You see other people posting about their wins and you start to think, what am I doing wrong? What didn't work for me? So I kept waiting for those long, uninterrupted blocks of time that just never came. I had this fantasy that I'd have like an entire Saturday free where I'd be able to just focus my energy, spend 3, 4 hours on business development. That never happened. I was always trying to do everything at once, treating every task like it was equally important. And that's a recipe to easily get overwhelmed. I also fell into the perfectionist trap. I thought that I needed everything figured out before reaching out to attorneys. But perfect never comes. What changed was shifting my mindset from finding time to using small pockets of time intentionally. Instead of waiting for 3 hour blocks, I started looking for 15-minute windows, 15-minute windows where maybe I could put some research into an attorney, 15 minutes to draft an email, 15 minutes where I could update a section of my LinkedIn. I had to understand that what actually moved my business forward versus what felt like busy work. Done is better than perfect, especially when you're building while working full time. The second struggle was actually dealing with communication, specifically knowing what to say when reaching out to attorneys. Reaching out to attorneys felt incredibly intimidating at first. These are people who went to law school, they argue cases in court, and here I am, a nurse who's never worked directly with attorneys before, trying to convince them that I can help them with their cases. I'd sit there staring at a blank message, worried about sounding inexperienced, worried about saying the wrong thing. Should I lead with credentials? Mention my rates. How formal should I be? I was overthinking the communication, and a lot of it led to inaction. I draft messages and wouldn't send them. But here's what I learned: attorneys value clarity way more than perfection. They're busy, they don't need flowery language. They want to understand quickly and clearly how I can help them with the medical aspects of their cases. My 30 years of clinical experience speaks for itself. They care about whether I can help them understand complex medical records, whether I can identify potential issues, whether I can explain medical concepts in a way that makes sense to a jury. They don't care about my perfect grammar or impressive vocabulary. Authenticity was actually more powerful than trying to sound impressive. The third struggle was consistency. My motivation came in waves. I'd have great weeks where I was sending messages, researching, updating LinkedIn, creating posts. Then life would get busy, work would get crazy. Starting and stopping felt discouraging. It felt like having to rebuild momentum from scratch. I was relying on my own willpower and motivation. Motivation is not sustainable. What changed was shifting from motivation to systems. Consistency doesn't mean daily perfection. It means committing to those small, repeatable actions that I could maintain even during the busy time. The nurses who succeed aren't the ones who don't face these challenges. They're the ones who work through them with the right support and the right strategies. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck. The difference is the support, the clarity, and the community.
Want more trainings like this? Inside the National Legal Nurse Consulting Network, members get access to strategic, attorney focused trainings designed to help you become clear, credible, and consistently visible in the legal space. Join the only National Legal Nurse Consulting Network today to unlock the rest of this training and access exclusive member only education.